Come on in, we're going to take a look inside Federal Industries here in Belleville, Wisconsin. The main reason we came to the factory today was to show the things you can't see and the normal outside of a Federal refrigerated merchandise. This is the beginning stages of our newer series, Italian Glass. A lot of this equipment is basically custom made individually, like a Ferrari, Lamborghini. They're building them to order, in a sense. This frame of the box is 100% welded. There are no screws, no bolts. Everything is solidly welded. And what that means to a consumer is that this is going to last 20, 30, sometimes 40 years. It's not going to vibrate loose. The next thing they do is all of this gets powder coated. Complete powder coating on the entire framework and body of the case. Once the chassis is finished, welded, and powder coated, it comes over to a production cell. Starts off the baseline, where it first gets started, all the wiring run through the frame. The next stop is the refrigeration assemblies added in. Then this part goes on and it builds up, and every station progresses. Another unique thing being vertically integrated into production is all of these components can be custom intertwined with the production of the case. So not only do you get a custom unit, you get it in a timely fashion at the lowest available cost because there's no inefficiency in the manufacturing process. For refrigeration geeks, we use a clear coil monitoring system where there's a sensor actually on the coil and on the air curtain on top. So we're not using just a mechanical dial defrost type system. Everything's constantly being censored, which is controlling the evaporator and the defrost cycle. A bluefin system on the evaporator, which allows for quicker defrost, and the aluminum doesn't deteriorate over time. Instead of a capillary tube, which is how the cheaper models are done, we use a thermal expansion valve. Every Federal case is individually sized up with the evaporator that's going to control the refrigeration in the unit. Everyone who sells products here in the US has to go through a UL type of testing. Federal has their own UL testing center on site. Anytime they come up with a new product, change refrigerant, we're able to test it here and under UL testing conditions and get the exact results for a streamlined answer. How do you know you've bought the best piece of equipment available on the market? How do you know whether one brand's better than the other? Don't worry, Federal's done all the shopping comparisons for you. So we're running a test on an open air merchandiser from a competing brand. After you buy one of these, you realize, oh, I got a mess on my hands. Why? Because these things are giant condensers. See all the water? This is a Federal open air merchandiser running in the same environment, same room, same temperature. Only have a little bit of condensate building up in the back. This is what makes a good box versus one that hasn't sized up their refrigeration properly, doesn't know how to set the evaporator properly, doesn't have the proper insulation. All of these little things you don't see when you're just looking at price makes a difference. And $2,000 or $3,000 here or there gets you a wet mess or a fantastic piece of refrigeration. Customization, customization, customization. Why is this square here? Well, this is for a rear entry reach-in, so if somebody wants to restock a open-air merchandiser, only about 5% of the cases in the industry actually have this as an option. You can do this for any piece of federal refrigerated merchandiser, is have rear access entry. Last thing we do is a test and make sure the refrigeration 3 times is running properly before it's packaged up and out in the field. It's no wonder these guys have been in business for over 100 years. They don't sacrifice the integrity of anything to deliver quality and a great product for their customers. Hope to see you again. If you're in the business of refrigerating 2x4s, how do you know we're in Wisconsin? Every office has a Harley-Davidson calendar in it.